I'm very happy and very excited to introduce Dr. Guru Prasad, our very first Sea Scholarship student who is in Bangalore and who works in the hospital emergency room. I hope he wasn't too busy today, but he's joining us. And first, this is a premiere of a video that we are showing. We followed Guru Prasad for almost 14 years now. 2007, that's when I met him first. So this is a world premiere of Guru Prasad's journey, the video that our friend Beth Gallagher put together for this evening. So we can really appreciate what we together and Guru Prasad has done last 14 years.
I was a seed. You gave all the nourishment, nurtured me, and you have made me a big tree today. So, the tree which can give a shelter to thousands of people. So, if you are not there, I would have not been in this position to serve the people.
ನಮಗಿಬ್ಬರು ಮಕ್ಕಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನ ಇಬ್ಬರನ್ನು ಒಂದು ಉನ್ನತ ಮಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ ವ್ಯಾಸಂಗ ಮಾಡಿ ಮುಂದಕ್ಕೆ ತರೋಣ ಅಂತ. ನನ್ನ ಮಗ ಅವನು ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಅವ್ರ ತಂದೆಗೆ ಆಸೆ ಅವನು ಡಾಕ್ಟ್ರಾಗಿ ಹಳ್ಳಿ ಜನಸೇವೆ ಮಾಡಲಿ ಅಂತ. ನಮ್ಗೆ ಓದ್ಸೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ 10ನೇ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಓದಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಕೆಲಸಕ್ಕೆ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ರು. ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಗೆ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಓದಿರೋದು ನಾನು.
Do you want to be a doctor?
For
yeah.
His ambition also to help poor village.
Wow.
This small microloan made a huge impact on Jayashree's family life. It funded her husband's auto rickshaw business and tripled their income. In 1 year, Jayashree was able to pay back this entire loan and became eligible for her second loan.
ಮೊದಲನೇ ವರ್ಷ 7,000 ಸಿಕ್ತು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವರ್ಷ ಡಬಲ್ ಸಿಕ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಸಂತೋಷ ಆಯಿತು. ಈ ವರ್ಷದ ಲೋನಲ್ಲಿ ಮೆಷಿನ್ಸ್ ಹಾಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಇನ್ನು ಮುಂದಿನ ವರ್ಷದೊಳಗಡೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ದುಡ್ಡು ಸಿಕ್ಕಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಗಾರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು ನಾವು.
ಈಗ ನನ್ನ ಹೈಯರ್ ಸ್ಟಡೀಸ್ಗೆ ಓದಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಸಖತ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿಯಲ್ಲೇ ಯಾರು ಇಷ್ಟು ಓದಿಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಏನಾರ ಸಾಧನೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಈಗ ನಾವು ಸ್ವಂತ ಮನೇಲಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ನಾವು ವಿ ಆರ್ ಸಮ್ ಗ್ರೇಟ್.
ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. ನಾನು ನೋಡಿರೋಗೆ ನನಗಿಂತ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಇರೋರು ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಸರ್. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟಿ ಸಿಗದೆ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೇನು ಅವೇರ್ನೆಸ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಹಾಳಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅವೇರ್ನೆಸ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ನನಗಿಂತ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಇರೋ ಇವ್ರನ್ನ ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ತೊಗೊಬರ್ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಆಸೆ ಸರ್.
ನೋಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು
ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಹಿಂಗಿರೋದು ಐ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಏನೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. ಅವರು ನೀನೊಬ್ಬ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ಎಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ನೋಡಬೇಕು. ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಏನು ಆಸೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ನಾವು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು, ನಮ್ಮ ಮಗ ದುಡಿತಾನೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಮಗನ ದುಡ್ಡಿಂದ ನಾವು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಆ ಥರ ಏನು ಆಸೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. ಅವರು ನಮ್ಮ ಥರ ಇರೋ ಕಷ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಒಂದು 4 ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ನೀನು ಸಹಾಯ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ನೀನು ಮೇಲುದ್ದೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನನ್ನ ಆಸೆ ಸರ್. We should start in the initial stages only. So whenever it is going for further stages, I will work to that extent. Term like it has been followed from our ancestors, generation. We call it as Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The meaning of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam means we see every people as belongs to us. Whether they are of different locality, different language, different country, we don't see them as other people, other race people. We see everyone are our family. Hello everyone. With all of your support, I'm here today because of you.
If I can say, if you would have not been there, I guess I would have not been in this position. So I come from such a remote community. So today I'm the first doctor from that community. So thank you so much. Thanks to all of you for all of your support. The hardness was that extent that where we did not have money to buy our clothes. And your support has created this beautiful life I have now. Coming from that place and enjoying a luxurious life is not an achievement. Achievement is one helping someone who is in a need.
Even though you are saying thank you, but it's also like giving everybody purpose, a very strong purpose and a strong connection. So it's equally like we thank you as well for making this program so successful. Making us feel like, wow, this is a really good purpose.
In fact, this morning I sent this video to my 11-year-old because I wanted him to see, what an example you are. Because there are a lot of ways that in America we take things for granted. So, thank you. Thank you.
If I can say what Yoga Gives Back organization has done in my life. When I was in 15, I met Kayoko ma'am and Yoga Gives Back. I was a seed at that time. So you are the one who poured a water, who has been a sunlight, and who has nurtured a small seed to this tree today. So this tree is now able to give shelter to thousands of people. So it's all because of you people.
More than 1.5 million cases in just a week.
India's coronavirus crisis is continuing to
on India's government to impose a national lockdown after the country recorded more than 20 million COVID infections.
Thank you for watching this Guru Prasad's journey. And I'm very excited to bring in Guru Prasad, who is waiting in Bangalore to meet with everyone today. So let's see if he can come in. When I first met him 17 years ago, we couldn't speak in English. So I just can't believe now we can meet like this in Zoom. Hi, Guru Prasad.
Namaste.
Namaste. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you, Mom.
Good. How are you?
I'm so good, Mom. The video which you have shown has, filled my eyes. I cannot believe that was me. That it's all because of you, Mom. The plant which you have seeded 15 years back is grown a tree now. I'm so thankful to you, Mom.
No, thank you. Who knew, right?
Thank you
Who
so
knew
much.
when I first met you, you were a skinny 15-year-old boy who wasn't
Yes, ma'am.
smiling much, but
Yes,
you
ma'am.
changed so much, and we are so inspired by your dedication. When you were in college in Bellary, which is about how many, 80 kilometers north of Bangalore? 80
Yes, ma'am.
kilometers or something. It took 8 hours to get there for us, but
Yes, ma'am.
you told us that you came from poor background, and you had more like rich friends who went to schools where they learned English. So you had a lot to catch up when you first entered college, right?
Yes.
Could you
Yes,
share that a little bit with everyone here? How was it when you first entered college?
So that's what, when I started my higher education as a undergraduate doctor. So all of the friends who were staying with me was from a good background, from a good schools, and the way they speak, the English was very much superior, which used to take days for me to understand what they are speaking. But gradually it has grown little. So yeah, it was very difficult in the initial, but as the years passed, everything settled up, Mom.
Yeah, I remember you studied so hard. All these years, what do you think kept you going? Why you didn't give up?
I remember, Mom, when you met me, I was 15-year kid. So when you asked to, speak about my dream, I just told I want to be a doctor. So it was not just one person effort. It was my family, yoga gives back, you, and the microfinancing. So it is a mixture of everything what I have today in my life, Mom. So that dream, I have seen people who are suffering from health issues, Mom, who want, who really needed an awareness regarding a condition or the symptoms or the treatment part, awareness. So I always wanted to create some awareness to the society, so that and health is one thing which is which is one of the greatest treasure every person should have. So that was my dream, that I wanted to serve the people who comes from the lower this things, and healthcare sector is not reaching the every person in the community, like in villages or the rural areas or the remote places. I just wanted to reach the healthcare sectors to the people who are in need, that to every person on the earth, like the remote person should also have the good medical health facilities. That's the prime thing.
And that's so amazing that you thought that poor people need good healthcare. You're an advocate of healthcare for the poor people and for everyone. And that's really, that's universal issue, right? Every country has that problem now, always. And here is a Suresh. Can I bring you in, Suresh? So when your mother, Jayashri, received microloan, remember Suresh was the head of Grameen Kuta, and that's how we met 14 years ago. So Suresh, here you are. Did you see the video?
Yes, I was here. I saw the video. It is very, very impressive. Actually, hi Guru, it's so nice to see you here.
Yes, sir. Good to see you, sir.
So do you have any questions, Suresh, you want to ask him?
No, I don't have questions. I'm so happy to see how Guru has grown from a very little boy. When I actually met Jayashri, his mother and his father, he was a very little boy. I met him almost, I think, close to 20 years back. I think you all came in a little later, but because that's how, when we were actually started the microfinance, we were also early, very early in our days, and we were also starting, so we also didn't know what to do. But one thing we always had was, how do we help people to actually get out of poverty? And we also know that poverty is multidimensional. Only microloans cannot necessarily complete the entire support system. So when you came, actually, when you said you want to support them, and we were so happy. And then I'm sure we had we kind of the support, the little support, I would think that the tiny drop what we could actually provide. I think it has grown into a big tree today. And in fact, during the COVID time, I did speak to Guru and tell him how he's doing and what's happening. It was so impressive that what he has done. We're very proud that that we could add some value to Guru, and of course, it's support from Yoga Gives Back, and most importantly, it's his hard work and dedication. See, a lot of people like Guru can get little support, but they need to have that interest to actually do it for themselves. The world provides these support systems. The Guru is a fabulous example now and an inspiration to many people across the globe. what a little support somebody gives can actually turn itself into. So all the best to you, Guru, and I'm so happy. Let's catch up back in Bangalore soon.
Thank you so much. Sir.
Yes. So, Guru, could you share with us what's your next big dream? Now you're a doctor. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. My dream. Cancer is one of the prime condition in the country right now. So because of tobacco consumption, this thing. So which is affecting most of the youth's life. And in India, oral cancer is the one which is the major cause of death in India. So my dream was to open a cancer hospital. So to serve the poor people and to create an awareness to the people. And my dream is that, mom, it should be a cancer-free India. It is very difficult, but yeah. So a city and the country should be cancer-free. So I'm working on the same dream. So I have to pursue 2 years of higher education again. We call it as a fellowship in head and neck oncology in the cancer field. So after that, for years of working, so I want to open one good center so that every poor people who are who are not able to afford the treatment, who are not getting an awareness about the condition of a cancer and all. So I just want to make a small difference in the community, mom.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So you will listen to Dr. Yunus's story today about social business, but maybe you can now think of, you are the son of the microloan recipient. Now you might create a clinic for your village to help people to have prevention, cancer prevention, and all the things. You're the first doctor from your village. That's already a huge accomplishment, but now you can do more to really help your village. And how is your mother? How is she doing?
She is doing good, mom. I spoke just a half an hour prior that I'm talking to Kayoko. She was so happy that, okay, you are seeing her directly.
Yeah.
Like she stays in the other country, like that. She was so happy to, she's so proud, mom. She's so happy for whatever we are doing.
We just have a little more time, but how do you think microfinancing or microloans she received, your mother received, changed her life or your life?
That's what, mom. When my mom joined Gramina Kota microfinancing, we were not able to, we were in such a situation, leave about affording to an education, for having a food, for living a healthy life per day was very difficult. So once my mom have joined microfinancing loan, this thing, first it has started, with the basic thing and sanitation, housing things. Then we were able to afford an education. So education is one of the most powerful weapon in the world, which can change the world entire. So yeah, I feel I am so happy that I've seen my life 15 years back and I'm seeing right now. It is like one small, actually Suresh was saying it was a small one, it was this thing. Sir, which it has made a very big difference in my life, sir. It has not changed just my life, it has changed my parents' life, my community life. And so many people are, they think, oh, okay, it should be like this. So education is the one which is a very important thing in this planet right now. So which can get everything what you wish, which is one of the more to help people, more to connect to the people. So it has made a big difference in my life, sir. Yoga organization and the microfinancing has made such a thing which I cannot express in my words. So, yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much, Guru Prasad. And please give our best to your parents. And thanks for taking the time today to meet with us. And yeah, let's meet again in India after COVID situation settles a little bit. So, but please take care of yourself at the hospital. I know you worked so hard, but thank you so much for being here today. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was a great opportunity for me.
Thank you. We are very inspired by you. So now I'd like to finally present our Namaste Award to Dr. Mohammed Yunus. Thank you so much. Dr. Yunus is already here from Bangladesh, and this is our dream come true. And before we present this award, we would like to show you a short video to show how Dr. Yunus's microfinance revolution has impacted Yoga Gives Back. So please watch the video.
Poverty is not inside the person. Poverty is imposed from outside. The poor people are as capable human beings as anybody else. They have the same powers, they have the same energy, same creativity, same potential, just like anybody else. But they're denied from certain facilities. They cannot express themselves. Money is one of the most important items missing in their life. You need $1 to catch $1. Conventional banks never come to the poor people. Conventional banks go to the rich people. They give more money to make more money. The person who doesn't have $1, she doesn't get it. So we did it. And we did it in a way it can be affordable to her. And we started it back in 1976. It worked in one tiny village in Bangladesh. And then we felt encouraged to expand it to the next village and the next village. And during all these years, the idea has spread all over the world. Today, within Grameen Bank, we have nearly 8 million borrowers in Bangladesh. 97% of them are women. They take tiny loans and start income earning by investing this money and change their world. Our repayment rate has remained very near to 100%.
Microloan programs offer small loans to low-income people who have been denied access to the traditional banking system. Loan borrowers usually form a group of 5 to take mutual responsibility for their loans. Here in Bangalore, every Saturday, this group gathers to update their loan and payment status. As a result, these members' repayment rate is nearly 100%.
So tonight, I have Suresh Krishna to introduce Dr. Mohammed Yunus, Professor Yunus. And before we present our special statue, Yoga Gives Back's Namaste statue. So thank you, Suresh Krishna, to be here from Bangalore. Yeah, Suresh, just a little introduction to Suresh first. He is the co-founder and CEO of Yunus Social Business Bangalore, and co-founder of and the partner of Yunus Social Business India initiatives. And prior to this, he was at the helm of affairs of Grameen Kuta since its inception in 1999 as managing director till July 2015. He was instrumental in developing Grameen Kuta into a large, socially responsible microfinancing institute, having its outreach in 5 states of India. Yeah, when I first visited you in 2007, you were in 1 state, and now you grew into 5 states. You're serving millions of people, especially women. So thank you so much, Suresh, to be here to introduce Professor Yunus, how he impacted your life.
Thank you, Gayako. Hello, Professor. Good morning. Thank you for being with us. It's such a privilege to see you again. I just met you last week, and it's so honored to introduce you to this world audience now, which is backed from Yoga Gives Back, or all supporters of Yoga Gives Back. I've been with Yoga Gives Back for some time. Like Gayako said, from 2007, we have been working together on something. I'm sure you heard Dr. Guru now, who has become from a small child, he was when we gave him first microcredit to his mother, and he has become a postgraduate doctor in a reputed hospital in Bangalore today, and who has really worked hard to it. Like Dan, I'm sure we have inspired so many people. So I think it's such an honor to introduce you now. This is the first time I've got this opportunity to introduce you. You don't need any introduction to the world, but I think maybe some of them need to know a lot of work, what you have actually done, I think. So hence, please bear with me. I'm going to have a small write-up about you. I'm going to read it for the benefit of the audience. I'm sure nobody needs your introduction, but I think some of the things they might not know about you. I think it will be a nice thing for people to know about. Ladies and gentlemen, I think who are listening to me across the world, I'm so honored to present Professor Muhammad Yunus, my mentor and my guru, who has been supporting my work in the last 20 years, whom I have been following him and his footsteps for more than 20 years. So I now present Professor Muhammad Yunus. Professor Muhammad Yunus is the founder of Grameen Bank and who's pioneered the microcredit and social business across the globe. He's often called the father of microcredit and social businesses across the world. He has founded more than 50 social businesses companies in Bangladesh. For his great innovations and big enterprises, he has set up Fortune magazine named Professor Yunus in March 12 as one of the greatest entrepreneurs of our times. He was also given the Olympic laurel in Olympic Games Tokyo 2020. Professor Yunus was awarded the Nobel Prize in 2006 for his great work in along with Grameen Bank. It was a Nobel Prize for Peace. Professor Yunus has got more than 63 honorary degrees across various universities in more than 26 countries. He has received awards, more than 143 awards from 33 countries, including many state honors from more than 10 countries. He has inspired many, many people. In fact, Times Magazine recognized him as one of the greatest entrepreneurs. He's also a recipient of the United States Congressional Gold Medal. Professor Yunus has been advocating that we should not be going back to the old world after this COVID has started off, because we have created a world which had created some problems, and instead of restarting the world, we should actually rethink how the new world should be and start working towards it. Of late, Professor Yunus has started working or talking about 3 zeros, which is zero poverty, zero unemployment, and zero net carbon emissions. He has recently started off a 3 zeros club where all the youth of the world can actually join and then start working towards the world without 3 zeros. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Professor Yunus, who has inspired me and many more millions across the globe. Just a couple of words how it has impacted me and what we did in last more than 2 decades. In fact, because of his support, in fact, when we started microcredit way back in 1999, along with Vinitha, my chairman and the founder of Grameen Kuta, the seed capital for us to start microcredit came from Professor Yunus's Grameen Trust from Bangladesh. When we got money from Grameen Trust, when we had to actually go to Reserve Bank of India to actually get permission to get that money. In fact, Government of India Reserve Bank was really surprised, why are these people getting money from Bangladesh? But that seed which we got today in India has changed as millions and millions of families, more particularly the poor across the whole country, length and breadth of the country. I think the whole microcredit itself has, from a tiny experiments, has moved into a large industry of more than 3 to 4 lakh crores across the country, reaching to many, many millions of people. For us, the greatest inspiration, what Professor Yunus was always saying was poverty. I mean, one of his quotes, which kind of always resonates with me always, is, I've just quote him, poverty creates economic refugees, leading to clash between populations. It leads to bitter conflicts between people, clans, and nations over scarce resources of water, arable land, energy, etc. This is something which was always daunting me, how we can actually remove these conflicts. So that's what by creating poverty-free world, we can create actually a conflict-free world too. So as we progressed, I think we kind of developed Ramin Kuta into a socially responsible organization. We were the first organization to actually provide multi-dimensional support systems. I mean, you might have heard Guru talk about it just a few minutes ago. Like, it's not only loans we were giving for my income generation, but we were also giving for housing, health, education, and so on and forth. So we kind of developed the whole organization in a socially focused organization, which is customer-centric. So later on in 2017, when I decided to step down from Ramin Kuta, because we wanted to see how we can do more than just providing credit, because poverty is multidimensional. It is not just credit alone will not solve the problem. That's how we thought we should start. He actually told me when I said I'm going to step down, you should do social businesses now and support more other different kind of sectors. So today we have set up the social business fund. By his blessings, it is called Yunus Social Business Fund Bangalore, which provides capital to many other sectors which are solving some different social problems. One last quote of him, which I'll end and present you, Yunus again, is two quotes I would like to quote. One is, making money is happiness, but making other people happy is super happiness. That's one of his recent quotes. I'm sure we all want to be super happy and not just happy. Lastly, the social business is all about, ladies and gentlemen, I think more people should actually join that movement, is when you invest in social businesses, every charity, instead of doing charity, like this dollar which one invests in charity will actually can be invested over and over again if it is invested in a social business, which will address the social or the poverty issues across the globe in a more systematic manner. So this is all was what I got inspired, and millions across the globe has got inspired by Dr. Yunus. And ladies and gentlemen, this is Professor Yunus for you all. I'm sure after listening to him, many of you would get more inspired, and maybe you will also start journey into your social businesses. Thank you very much for this opportunity. And Professor, it's such an honor to introduce you. Over to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Suresh. And here is our Namaste Award. Actually, this is an artist, like Prasad, one of the students graduated from orphanage year. So I hope I can present this to you in person when you're in Los Angeles sometime. But thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for giving me this award. It's wonderful, wonderful gesture, and I'm very happy to be on this occasion.
Thank you so much. I have a lot of questions today to ask for you, and
sure.
we showed a little bit of video, but so in your journey, like I read all of your books, and I was always fascinated how you dropped your professorship when you saw the famine and the villagers struggling with food starvation in the 70s in Bangladesh. So could you share how you decided to leave the university as a professor of economics and work with and for the local people during that time of famine in Bangladesh in the 70s? Was this your awakening moment?
Thank you for going back, and thank you for organizing this whole session. And I was very impressed by your conversation with the Guru, how he came out from the microcredit family and now a doctor, and he wants to do cancer hospital. It's amazing transformation that little money can do in a family. And thank you for giving me that word. About the journey that you mentioned, I didn't leave the university, actually. I was still in the university, but I was very frustrated at what I teach, economics. I thought that's a useless subject. It doesn't help any people. So I wanted to see if I can make myself useful to people. So one thing I could do, I go to the next village next door to the university campus. It just borders with the campus every day to see if I can be of some help to somebody. So that was the beginning. I'm teaching classes, but I do, after my school hours, go to the people, spend time with them, try to understand them. And one idea was to make myself useful even for one person for a day. not a big idea, not a big ambition, but just a simple thing because I thought I was not capable of being useful to anybody. Economics has not given me this power. Along the way, I saw many things, many problems. I tried to address those problems in tiny, tiny ways. One thing led me one after another. It's a loan shark. I saw the loan sharks give money, little money. It's almost as little as $1, $2. That's about the size of the money they lend. But in the process, they grab everything the other person has and victimize the person enormously. So I see this and I hear these stories from the loan shark recipients, loan recipients, how the victimization goes on. It's not the one-shot victimization, it's a continuous victimization. I feel very sorry. And I thought, can I be helpful to them? At least one of them, two of them. I cannot solve everybody's problem, but I can definitely solve one person's problem or two persons' problem. So I was thinking how we can do that. I can do that. One idea came to my mind, why don't I just lend the money? If I lend the money, he doesn't have to go to loan shark. And the problem is solved for that person. And anybody else comes, I give the money, same way I protect that person. As many of them come, I give the money. And the money involved is such a small money, and I can afford to give them. So that's how it began, and not knowing what will be the outcome. And but seeing the enormous happiness among the people who received this money, and many more people coming in, I was very happy myself because I saw that it's really helpful to them. So I'm being useful to them. And that continued and continued. And as it grows, I got into battle with the banking system. And I kept criticizing the banking system. I said, banks should be doing this, not me. I'm a teacher. I'm supposed to teach classes. This is their job. The banker said, well, no, it cannot be done. Poor are not creditworthy. It's impossible to give them the money. So I raised the question, should you judge the poor people, whether they are creditworthy or not? Or poor people should be judging you, whether you are people worthy or not. It's your fault. You are not people worthy. If you are people worthy, you design your system in an appropriate way. Today, what you do is a very funny thing. You lend money, that's your job, but you lend money to people who already have lots of money. And you don't lend money to people who don't have money. I said, this is completely upside down. You should be doing the other way. You should be lending money to people who don't have money. And after you've done that, then you go about to see if you can lend money to people who have some money. So this is the kind of battle, but I continued and then finally created the bank to continue it in a more systematic way. Thank you.
Yeah, that's amazing. And you created the bank that's run by the microloan borrowers, and the majority of them are women, right?
Yes, that's also part of the battle that I had with the banking system. I was accusing them that they do not lend money to poor people. That's not the only thing they do. They don't lend money to women, even she's a rich woman. They denied this is not true. We do not distinguish between men and women if they say rich. I said, I checked your records. I see 99% of your borrowers are men. Is there something wrong with women in this country? They couldn't answer that question. So as I was beginning, I made the decision that in my program, half the borrowers will be women. This is again a kind of a counter action against the banking system. If they denied the women, I encouraged the women to come in. So that's how I began. I set the goal that 50% of the borrowers in my bank must be women. It was an extremely difficult task. Women themselves didn't believe that they should handle money. They always ran away from money and explaining that, oh, I don't want to touch money. I never touched money in my life. My husband handles that. You give the money to my husband. I don't want to create problem for my family, etc., etc. So I continue to pursue that, and my students, the girl students who were assigned to go to the women, explain to them, convince them. They said it's impossible to convince them. They are just not going to take the money. They said it's a great problem for them. I said, well, don't give up. It's when they say, I cannot take money, I'm not able to take money, I don't know how to use money. Always remember, this is not her thoughts. This is not her mind you are seeing. This is the history which created her. It's a long history made her believe in that. So our job is to peel off the fears that created all those ideas in their minds, layer after layer. And someday, some women will say, maybe I should try. And if she tries and successful, and I'm absolutely sure she'll be successful, then everybody else become curious. Say, how did she do it? Maybe I should try some. And another person become curious and start joining. Another person. I said, that snowball effect will begin. And it took us 6 years, continuous pursuing this woman. And finally, we reached 50-50. We were celebrating, we made it. And then we saw how beneficial it is to give the money to women because it transformed the family completely. So you're addressing the whole family. When you give a loan to a man, you're addressing one person. But when you address women, you're addressing the whole family. She's very careful about the family, how he spends the money, how he creates opportunities for other people in the family and so on. So I said, why just stick to 50%? Open it up. Let's go as far as we can go. That's how led us to 97%. We could have stopped at 100%, but we thought we should leave some room for the men too. So that we stopped at 97%. Still it's 97%. We have 9.5 million borrowers in government bank, 97% women.
Yeah, so that's very interesting. So your work with a Grameen Bank or microcredit didn't start as a women's empowerment, did it? Or was this a...
No. It's a loan shark. The whole idea was a loan shark. Nothing to do with men, nothing to do with women, protecting the victims of loan shark. So when I started doing that, then I got into the battle with the conventional banks. And I raised this issue. Not only you reject poor people, you reject women of all classes, not just poor. And this is totally kind of unjust, the way you develop the system. So I made the decision that half the borrowers in my program must be women, without knowing whether they will go for it. But then I saw difficulties. Then I explained to myself, this is not difficulties with women, it's difficulties with the history. So we have to undo the history. So that's what we continue to do.
Very interesting. So was it a surprise, came to a surprise to you that actually women can do as much as men or can impact, like you said, if you give a loan to a man, it's just benefit for one person, but if you give to a woman, its ripple effect is, for the and so on. Was that a surprise? Was that a surprise to you?
In the beginning, I was worrying that maybe they will not be successful because what they're saying that they cannot handle money and so on. Maybe there's some truth in it, but it defied it. I said, well, I will not believe it until I see it. So I wanted to continue. I gave the money. Then I saw how careful they are with the money, how careful they are with following all the single rules that we defined, all the things we are explaining, all the things they want to accomplish in their life, how they want to go step by step. Then I saw the benefits of the money when they earn profit and start a little bit of extra income for themselves because they never had any income in their life. It's always the husband who brought the money and take care of the family. Wife is just to obey the husband, that's all. Now she has money, she can take her own decision. And this interesting thing for immediate attention was on her children. She wants to give good food to the children, better food than she did before, because she wanted to take care of the children. And then came to the better clothing for the children. Then when we talked about the education, she's the first one to respond to that, education for the children, because almost 99% of our borrowers are illiterate. They never went to school. So they had no idea what goes on in school. When we explained the importance of school for children to going to school, their children never go to school. So they took it. And we created some village school with their own financing, interesting thing that they did. And the children started learning, and we make sure students go to school. So we wanted to make sure the second generation in their families, the children of their families, do not remain illiterate. That's our goal, just to see they don't remain illiterate, just like their parents and their parents' parents, etc., over the entire history. So we want to say, this is the end of that history of illiteracy. This is the beginning of literacy and education. And let's mark that. And women took it very seriously. And they saw the importance of it. And everything that we did went into, everything they earned went into the family things. He wanted to improve their household. Men didn't pay much attention to the household because he doesn't spend any time in the house. He's always outside. She's a woman who spends 24 hours of her time in the house. She wants to make it a little bit comfortable. She started looking at household, do little improvements of the household. So first we introduced, to support her, we introduced household improvement loans to do a little bit of improvement in the house. Then seeing the success of the loan, we started with the new program, housing loan. And that housing loan became very popular. And it became popular not only among the borrowers, it also drew attention of international attention. We got the Aga Khan Award for Architecture in 1989 for the housing loan of $300. We gave only $300 to build a house. And that housing design received the International Architecture Prize given by the Aga Khan Foundation. So that encouraged us a lot. So one thing, so it all women led to things to do for future, for her children, for her family. Men always focused on himself. He's busy taking care of himself. So he didn't pay much attention to the family.
Yeah, that's a really sad discovery you made through your journey. But I'm so happy that you became the advocate for the women's empowerment. It didn't start that way, but it ended up that way. And we see the huge benefit from your movement you created. Now, I'd like to ask you about social business that you are advocating now, which is like one step forward, much bigger platform or practice to alleviate poverty from this world. Can you tell us how any society can benefit from social business today?
Well, I didn't come up with the social business as a separate idea. It's all one thing led to another. Like I did lending to poor people, then I went into lending money to women. And it brought us a complete new perspective for me to working with the women. How serious, how hardworking, what tough decision makers they are. So then I started looking at many things that the women suffer from, particularly health. Because if you are poor, if you are women, your health is in extreme situation if you're poor and you're a woman. So immediately you notice that. And their children suffer, the mother suffer because of many, many diseases they fall victim to. So one of the things we tried to pay attention to, we couldn't do much. First thing was the night blindness among the children of Grameen families. Children cannot see, most of the children cannot see at night. So I was very shocked. I had no idea that it happens like that because I never see it in cities. Then when I talked to the doctors and specialists, they said, well, this is a disease known as night blindness. It exactly describes what it is. I said, is there a cure? So of course, there's a very simple cure. It's all because of lack of vitamin A. If these children can get some vitamin A intake in their food, they will not have any eye problem. So I said, it is so simple, why isn't it done? Because they explained, well, they don't eat food with vitamin A. And how do you do that? I said, well, you can give vitamin A tablets. That's one way. Another way, encourage them to grow vegetables so that they can eat vegetables and feed the children vegetables all the time. So I took the vegetable option. Then one way I tried to popularize it, started selling vegetable seeds, turned into little packets of one penny a packet, sell them and carry them wherever Grameen staff goes, carry the seed packets and sell the seed packets to the borrower. And it became popular with the non-borrowers also. As Grameen Bank grew, our seed business grew. At one point, we became the largest vegetable seed seller in the country. By that time, night blindness disappeared. We created this as a tiny business. We didn't want to do it as a charity program. We said we must recover the cost. That's why we started charging a penny. And that penny is good enough to cover the cost of all the packaging, all the seeds and sorting out and everything. And we imported seed because there's not good seed available in Bangladesh at that time. So we started buying seeds from Japan, from other countries. It's very good quality. They never saw such good quality seeds and such good vegetables. So that was the beginning. And then we saw the problem of toilets. Villagers don't have toilets at that time. Nobody had toilets. So they are all going out in the open. So I said, that's dangerous for health. So we encouraged them to create toilets, but it's expensive, you cannot do that. So we said, why don't you dig a hole and use it as a toilet, as a pit latrine? So that was the beginning. Then we created a company, our own company, to set up, to produce toilets in the village. And then Grameen Bank gave the toilet loan, buy the toilet, and set it up in the home. So we made it, we encouraged it so that every family should have a good quality toilets. And it's available, it's cheap, and Grameen Bank will give you the loan for that. And you pay over a long time so that it doesn't weigh heavy on you. Then gradually it became very popular. Every Grameen borrower has a toilet, and it brought pressure on the other families, well-off families, rich families. They don't have toilets either. And their women complain. They look, even the beggar women, meaning Grameen Bank women, even the beggar women has toilets. We don't have toilets. So they, the male folks in the family had to come to our business to buy the toilets so that they can start having toilets. As a result, it's a kind of a toilet revolution in the country. Every family has toilets in the villages. Now it's a common thing. People don't even remember they didn't have toilets in previous generations and so on. So these are the kind of things. Then we created solar energy company to bring solar energy to replace kerosene by bringing solar home system, and made it very simple. We said, whatever money you spend on kerosene every month, give it to us, and we give you solar electricity. People didn't believe it at the time, but they tried it out and they saw it's beautiful. You have a clean, beautiful electricity, much powerful than kerosene, but you only pay kerosene money. I said, you paid for 3 years. After 3 years, you don't have to pay a penny. Everything is free for you. They thought it's an amazing deal. And we have millions of families with solar energy. Then we look back, what kind of businesses we are creating. People are criticizing us, you're making lots of money. I said, we don't make money. This is not a business to make money, it's a business to solve problems. That's where the idea of social business came, because of the controversy. I said, this is a business just to solve problem without having any personal profit out of it. And I finally gave it a name so that I can debate it more forcefully. So I called it social business. And that idea, social business, became popular within the country, outside the country. We have joint ventures with big corporations and so on. So now it's a global idea, which is continuing to promote, continuing to expand, and I'm very happy about it. And of course, Suresh created the Social Business Fund, Yunus Social Business Fund in Bangalore, to invest in social businesses. Anybody who would like to create it.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, Suresh put the website, so we'll share that with everyone too. But I have two questions before we ask some questions from the audience. One is, in today's world, you talk a lot about selfishness and unselfishness in a human being, and you underscore that people have unselfish quality too, and that's where your focus is, right, in the social business. Instead of making small percent of the people too very wealthy and huge population having problem, if you want to turn this around, which I totally believe in, trying to learn from you, but what is missing it? Why is it not going that way?
It's a fault of the designing of economics. In economics, they started with the defining human being as someone who is driven by self-interest. They assume that all human beings are selfish beings. All they want is to make more money for themselves. So they created a whole science out of it called economics. And so all at the root of it is someone who is driven by self-interest. I said the root of economics is done in a wrong way. The real human beings are different. Real human beings are driven not only by self-interest, also by collective interest. That collective interest part is completely dismissed from the economic science. So I said, this is where we are. So it's a selflessness and selfishness. These are the two ideas, two things that happens in everybody's mind. So selfishness of human being is supported by businesses to maximize profit. It's already there. So whole world become a selfish world. Is a human being turned into money-making robots. I said that's the most damaging thing that any subject can do to human beings. I said we have to redesign that subject, that theory, that structure that we built should be built on human being as selfish, as a selfless person, and as a selfish person, both. But since selfish person has a business way to express himself, selfless person can also express himself as a in a business, and that business will be a business of other kind. In this kind, present kind is a maximization of profit. In the new kind is a 0% of profit. So it's a kind of contrast. One is 100 total focus, 100% focus on maximizing profit. Another one, 100% focus on solving people's problems, collective problems. And that's one we call social business, non-dividend company to solve human problems. And so each human being can do both. That's the whole point. It doesn't have to be a separate group of people. One group only does a social business, another group does the selfish business. He said every human being has both. It's a question of how you grow up, how you want to use it, which part you want to emphasize, which part you want to de-emphasize. It's up to you, your decision. So the school should be teaching you that, look, you can be both. You can be a person running a business to make money, or you can be a person running or creating a business to solve people's problems without any interest in making money. And it's up to you. So I said both can be done. So this is what we tell young people to see which option they want to take, how much of each, if they want to do both, or you can do 100% of one and none of the other. That's up to them. So this is how now I see it's getting more and more people interested in it. That's how when Suresh was quoting me, I keep saying, people ask me, why should anybody be interested in social business? What is there for them? They don't get anything out of it. I said, no, you're wrong. They get something very important. I said, money making may be happiness, but making other people happy is a super happiness. So when you do social business, you are getting yourself super happiness, which you never get from making money.
Yeah, that's wonderful. That's really wonderful quote. And I'm so grateful you're sharing that. And if you could just share one very favorite example of social business for the audience who is very new to this idea, because you're talking to so many university students and young people all over the world sharing this idea. And I've seen so many webinars, people are so enthusiastic, right? So what has been like your favorite, just maybe one example?
Well, every one of them is my favorite. One that is not doing well is also a favorite because I love that idea, but somehow it didn't work out as much as I wished. And some are very good, but doing very well. So I would say it's like a mother loves all the children. So that's, for me, all the social business like that. I love all of them. But one, if you ask for one, just quickly, I should mention, I feel very excuse me, happy about the nursing college. We were saying that as we are expanding our health program, we get interested in seeing what's happening in the education of doctors, nurses, and so on, and the shortages of it. Doctors don't want to go to the villages because they want to stay in the cities. There's not enough nurses. So we learned that there is a strange situation of nurse versus doctor ratio. For every single nurse, there are 3 doctors in Bangladesh. Very strange ratio. It should have been that. Ideally, it should have been that for every doctor, there should be 3 nurses that's to support so that you can carry on your. But shortage is so much. Today, our ratio is 3 doctors per nurse, meaning extreme shortage of nurses. So one idea came, why don't we create a nursing college so that we can train up Grameen children, the girls who went to school, went to college, now come to nursing college, and give them a Grameen Bank loan, just like we give loans for higher education to all these girls, and become nurses. And we got a collaboration with the Glasgow Caledonian University from Glasgow, where I was a chancellor of the university. So they were very happy to support us. in providing academic support, not financial support, just sending some teachers to come and help us set it up. So we set it up 10 years back, and we call it Grameen Caledonian Nursing College. Today, this is the #1 nursing college in the country in terms of quality and the type of nurses we are producing. We have a big campus built now, and we just launched. We started in our office because we didn't have any extra room for them. So we cleared up 1 floor of our building, in our office building, and accommodated the nursing college where it began 10 years back. Now we have a huge campus with the dormitory facilities for 700 girls and class facilities for 900 students. So that's a big one. And now a large number of nurses are being produced, and we want to expand it, have a second campus in another city in Chittagong, so that we can produce. It's a social business. It's not something that we give it as a charity. The students pay the expenses. Grameen borrowers, children have the loan to do that, and others can find their financing so that they can come to the nursing college and become nurse. So we are addressing a very important subject in Bangladesh in healthcare in nursing college. And now, encouraged from the nursing college, we are about to set up our system to create a medical college which will be producing doctors who will be willing to stay and will be prepared and willing to stay in the villages and serve in the villages, and will make sure part of their life is spent in the village to serve the village clinics that we are setting up. So this is a healthcare issue that we wanted to create a social business healthcare system in our own way. And we are even now, because of the COVID-19, we are talking about setting up an international level, a social business pharmaceutical company to produce vaccine, because vaccine has been such an ugly experience for us. They want to make money. They couldn't care less whether people die because of the absence of vaccines. They want to make super profit out of the vaccines. We said now is the time to create a social business pharmaceutical company, which will not be interested in making profit, which will be interested in serving people to make sure they remain healthy and they protect their own life and the lives of their family members. So this is one of the favorite story that I always feel very proud of.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. Yoga Gives Back is, supporting with a lot of in India, and a lot of them, like Guru Prasad is a doctor, and a lot of young girls are now becoming nurses. And I can see, how your social business, these schools, it's alone, but this creating amazing school in Bangladesh, and I'm sure a lot of great examples exist in all over the world. I know we have a few minutes left, so can we ask one question, personal question? So, in today's world, there's so many problems, environment, wealth gap, all these things that we face every day, but you have been active for years, decades, advocating the world, creating a world without poverty. What is your aspiration? How do you get up in the morning and say, like, let's do it today again? You never give up. How do you do that? What makes you do that?
Because I see good response coming from all over the world. They support, like during this COP26, we have been campaigning for taking big decisions, hard decisions. Very disappointing that the communique came out that they didn't get into the hard decisions. I was telling that this is, for the world, this is the most critical moment. This is the moment, this COP26 2021 is the moment of making or breaking it. Either we make it or we give up. We have to if we take hard decisions, we can save the planet right now. Still there is room, but hard decision taking time is not now. Tomorrow it will be too late. It will be beyond our capacity to change the course of actions. I said we are on the fork of a road. We have to decide which side of the road we go. If we go to the road as usual, the old roads will end up with a disaster. If we want to save ourselves, we have to take new roads and very harsh decisions, unlike the one we did. So today, COP26 has not decided on stopping the fossil fuel. Fossil fuel is not even touched, very lightly touched. So this is a very shameful way that we have stayed away from it. Each country was trying to stay with their own comfort zone rather than saving the planet. So this is very risky decisions we have taken, or decisions that we have not taken. We hope we'll wake up to undo this, whatever we have done, to make sure we take hard decisions and continue to do that. So we continue to campaign for vaccines, to make vaccines patent-free so that it's available to everywhere. We can continue to promote the global warming, end global warming by taking tough decisions. We keep promoting to create a world of 3 zeros: zero net carbon emission, zero wealth concentration, and zero unemployment by unleashing the power of entrepreneurship among us all. So these are the 3 zeros. We want to create 3-0 world. I see very good response from some people, not all people, on these 3 zeros. And now encouraging young people to set up 3-0 clubs. 5 young people can get together, and young people means 12 years to 35 years within this age range. 5 of them can get together and create a 3-0 club by sending us a letter that we created a 3-0 club, and then connect with each other, all the 3-0 clubs around the world, to find ways and means how to make it happen, all the 3 zeros to be established on this planet as soon as possible, so that we protect the planet and we get over the wealth concentration. We share the wealth, not concentrated the wealth in few hands, and we create a world without unemployment. We all become entrepreneurs. So this is the kind of thing, and I see good response coming. So I keep working. And one thing I tell people, that nothing is impossible for human being. So don't get too worried about it. Just it's a question of making up our mind. If you make up our mind, we can make it happen. So let's make up our mind to create the 3-0 world. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor Yunus. So for everyone who's listening in, this is what he was talking about, 3 zeros. Let's create a world with zero poverty, zero unemployment, zero net carbon emissions. Thank you so much, with a very hopeful, passionate message as always, and we would like to continue to follow your path and do our best.
Thank you.
Our own way. Thank you so much again.
Thank you, Tukyoka, and thank you, Suresh. Thank you, Guru Prasad.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you. Thank you. Good to see you again. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. Thank you for the award. It's wonderful to receive the award. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Well, I hope to see Dr. Yunus in Los Angeles and give this award in person to him. So finally, I'd like you to meet Yoga Gives Back Board of Directors today. Let's bring them in. Alicia Tomasco, Gail Heading, Jocelyn Solomon, maybe she was there earlier, and Manish Kala, and Kenneth Ajdi. Jocelyn's here too. Everyone's here. And Suresh, thank you so much, by the way. Sorry, from Bangalore. Really appreciate it. What a day, you know. Oh my God, we almost did this annual gala in a very different virtual way for the second time, but this time it just one day. I think, sorry, Gail is Kathy Roberts. Sorry. So she can come in too, 6 of us. Thank you so much, YGP Board of Directors. So we had an amazing day today, and almost 1,300 people, or maybe more by now, joined from all over the world to listen to our gala. So I'd love to pass it to each one of you, sharing your message for Yoga Gives Back, and then our supporters all over the world. So maybe first name, alphabetical, Felicia first.
So my name is Felicia Tomasco. I'm honored to be a member of the board of directors of Yoga Gives Back. And I met Kyoko, I'm not sure how many years ago, Kyoko, but in your work with Yoga Gives Back, one of the things that really struck me was your passion for this work and your dedication and your commitment to how yoga can be not only a personal practice, but can really be a practice for global activism and planetary connection. And how do we all who have received this gift of yoga actually earn it through our actions? This day today has been such an inspiring day in so many ways, and is really only a microcosm of this greater macrocosm of the work that you have done. And listening to Professor Yunus's talk today, listening to Dr. Guru Prasad and his inspiring story just fills me with so much hope in a time when sometimes we need all the hope that we can get. So I hope that everyone who has the opportunity to watch even any part of this gala connective experience is inspired to allow their practice to be something more than personal, and to be so deeply personal that they want to share it in every way possible.
Thank you so much, Felicia. Yeah, it's been very inspiring and empowering. And thank you for doing the 2 sessions as a moderator, fantastic moderator. You did great job. So
yeah, I was honored. And I also want to congratulate Jocelyn. I just want to say, I am inspired by you and all of your work and everything you do, and just this whole day. And thank you for your seva, and to everybody who is here in every way.
Thank you, Felicia. Yeah, Jocelyn was awarded with Ambassador of the Year recognition. So yay. So Gail, would you like to go next?
Yes, thank you. Good evening to everyone. This is the 4th gala that I have attended. And as Kyoko likes to tell the story, my first was as a server at the in-person gala. I was never a waitress in my career, so that was an interesting experience. But I immediately was drawn to the organization for its strategy, what it stands for, and all the people in leadership. Today has been an incredible success. We have seen in these times of COVID and a lot of work occurring virtually, some unique expansions within Yoga Gives Back during this time. And as a result, we have been able to expand the funding that we pass along to India, which I am very proud of that enhancement, that addition of people that we can support, young children and mothers that we can support and continue to support. One of our key strategies is 1 million yogis, and it sounds like as a result of today's event, we have come a significant step closer to achieving that objective. For that, I'm very grateful. Incredible inspiration in every step of the gala and all of the presentations today. So I just want to say thank you to everyone who's participated, attended, moderated, and take messages from the events of today and work it into your life and your practice. And I'm just very, very grateful for all of the support that we have seen today. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Gail. Yeah, it has been an incredible day. So Jocelyn.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jocelyn Solomon. It's so nice to see you all, and congratulations, Kyoko, on another absolute wonderful event and entire day course of conversations and content, and it's so inspiring. It's great to hear what you said, Gail. I'm just so pleased to be here with all of you. I'm so honored to be part of your mission, Kyoko, and to be part of a team of people that help to remind so many people who love yoga where it comes from, The idea that yoga doesn't have to just consist of the poses that we do on our mat. It can be taken off the mat through acts of activism or philanthropy or kindness or compassion in a way that honors where this practice came from. So it's so cool to be a part of that message, and to be a part of that message with all these beautiful humans I'm seeing here on the Zoom call right now. So thanks to everybody, and congratulations on an incredible day, Kayoko, to you especially.
Thank you, Jocelyn. Thank you so much for your dedication. Ken?
Thank you. This has been an amazing day. I was trying to work at my desk while I was watching it, but then I stopped working several hours ago because I was so riveted by the program, and especially Felicia chairing those two panels just did a great job, Felicia. And what I love about it, what made me stop, is that everything is so heartfelt that I can just feel it through the ether that's coming, is that you guys are so involved in this from the best possible place that it's got to continue succeeding as it has been. It's been growing naturally through the years. And thanks to Zoom, we have to give it credit to it as much as we might hate it half the time. It was an invention created to create a worldwide movement like this. And it works most of the time, which is amazing, considering what we deal with our emails and telephones and so on. And today, to have it end with Dr. Yunus, that interview with Dr. Yunus, just stupendous. I couldn't imagine a better one. For one thing, it shows us a path forward. We have a lot to do. They're great ideas. I love, since my sisters and mother were nurses, I love the idea of starting to move the SHE program toward nursing and contributing to Guru Prasad's future clinic in the village that he was born in. I've known him, I've seen him since the first time. In fact, one of the pictures you showed afterwards, going back over the history, actually has him in his mother's arms. I don't know if you noticed that, Kayoko. You need to put a circle around it, because it's amazing that, you were talking to him when he was in his mother's arms. He was just a baby.
Oh, so younger brother.
Yeah, did you notice that? Because it really is amazing what's happened. And I've seen it happen, and it is a live and natural movement. It is growing on itself, thanks to the dedication and loyalty of all of you guys, everybody on the board who has done a stupendous job of caring, and most of all caring and thinking and judging, trying to keep us on a path in this crazy world that we live in of, correct positioning and political nuts and so on. But we've all, I think, done a great job. We should congratulate ourselves, but we should root, of course, for our fearless leader who has never faltered along the way, and who has kind of grown into her vision as though she were born to it, which she was, and hope that the world lives now and gets that million yogis together, because we have just begun to tap the power that we are all connected to, you all through yoga itself, but that power is unlimited, and we've done a pretty dang good job of starting to focus it and bring it to where it should be, especially enabling the women and children of the villages in India who can take control of their own lives. I've always thought if we would just shut up and let women rule the world, we'd be in a much better shape. And the truth is, this has been the least, this has been the clearest proof of that all the way through, because not just women, but men who have joined it spontaneously. This is what we need to do. We need to people helping people. And that's why I love Dr. Yunus, because he was just walking through the villages on his way to work and not getting why the banks were lending money to the wrong people, and deciding to take it out of his own billfold and start making loans as he walked along. And lo and behold, life started changing. And he didn't mention that he also started a cell phone company, which ended up being the biggest cell phone company in Bangladesh, because he started giving cell phones out to the women in the villages so they could do more business. And it's a whole long story. It's one of his first tangles with social business, and the government tried to shut him down, in fact, because they were threatened by it. And he's just surviving that. But he revolutionized the villages with the cell phone. And of course, we're trying to do the same thing with the digital center. And I just think that we should be proud of ourselves. Whatever money we raise today, thank you for all of you who contributed to it. But we've just begun, and stay tuned. And thank you to Kayoko for making it happen. And thank you to all of you on the board, Manish and Gail, for keeping us on the straight and narrow. And Guru Prasad, thank you for, if you're still here, thank you for hanging in there with us and making us proud and proving that this vision is an accurate vision.
Thank you, Ken. And thank you for being the chair for a long time and supporting me in my life too. Well, now we have Manish from Japan.
Hi there. I think, obviously echo everyone's comments. Just one thing I really took away was what Dr. Yunus said about how, in this day and age, some of the problems seem so kind of overwhelming. And how can we, as just one individual, make a difference or move towards zero carbon emissions or zero unemployment? But he was very clear. It just started with one person, one loan, and it made a difference every day in one person's life. And I think if we can just take that away from this whole experience, that could inspire us every day to do just a little bit, and hopefully that'll if we're all doing our just a little bit, we could probably do more than just 1 million yogis. We can do a lot more than that. So thank you to everyone, and thanks to Kayoko for keeping us going, and for everyone for joining us. And let's make a difference every day and find super happiness in the process.
Yeah, that's a great comment, Manish. Yes, I got very inspired again from Professor Yunus, and I'm glad everybody feels that way. And he doesn't complain, he just keeps going, right? That's the way how we want to be too. Just get up and just keep doing, right?
Does that sound like someone we might know really, really well? Who do we know here that just gets up and keeps going and keeps going?
That's what I was thinking.
Yes, and doesn't complain and just thinks of solutions and starts with one person and continues to make a positive difference in the world.
Yeah, well, along the way, I meet amazing souls like you guys and all my brothers and sisters around the world. Yoga Gives Back has been incredible journey for me. Next year, we'll celebrate 15th year. But I always, people listening in today, donating, supporting us from everywhere. You are our brothers and sisters. We are connected through this mission. And when I meet you someday in life, I feel like I've known you for a long time. And that's been the amazing bonus for me, that I have brothers and sisters all over the world. And we are like connected because we value that unselfishness that Professor Yunus talked about a little more in our lives. We are all selfish, but we have that's beautiful unselfishness, push that a little more. And those are the people who come to Yoga Gives Back. So anyways, thank you so much, everyone, today. And I'd like to thank you for our sponsors, finally, one more time, who made this possible. And we are still working towards our 50,000 goal. Platinum sponsors, Bright Star, who hosted this live stream event and promoting it, Joyce Yoga and Sanitas California, Sonia Jones, who stepped up and donated. Platinum sponsors $10,000 for us. And gold sponsored Scale and Jala Clothing, our longtime friend and donor. Silver sponsor Helping Yogi and Yoga One, Abu Dhabi, run by Mina Lee, our ambassador. And bronze sponsors Carla and Darius Gagne, Diana Backhands and Vladimir and Alexia Backhands Foundation, Michael Cypers and Table One Family, The Story Merchant, run by Ken Ajdi, and Yoga Works. Thank you so much, and everyone who's been donating all day since this morning until today, this evening. And this continues. This is not the end. This is just the beginning. So please stay with us. And finally, please remember that we are also doing this amazing auction, the private sessions and all sorts of amazing stuff donated by our ambassadors, Manish, Jocelyn, donating their private sessions. So check it out. And we'll continue to run this auction till the end of the month. So you still have time for holiday shopping. And think about it. You win the bidding and you get something nice for your family or for yourself. And you get to empower women or children all at the same time. So why not? Just take a look and bidding.
And
Thank you
one more thing that we have to thank for being here. I don't know if she's on the Zoom right now, but she has changed Kayoko's life towards sanity and peace of mind. And I think she deserves a round of applause from all of us for doing that.
Who is this? Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah. So who is she? I couldn't hear what you said.
Lily, do you remember Lily?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was going to say, I wanted to thank to the team who are behind the scenes to make this possible today. So steering committee, Lillian Davis, who joined our marketing director this year and who has so hard to make this happen. Thank you so much. And Tracy McGonigal, who created the beautiful, all the beautiful graphics as a volunteer. Tina Beck, creating press release. Frida Ogden, creating all these amazing online auctions. Julie Choi Trip-Tao, who also as a marketing support and executive assistant this year and helping me with social posts and all these things. And tech support, and Don March, who is behind the scenes all day long since last night. And Yasmin Isil, who created this beautiful PowerPoint. There are so many people who are supporting behind the scenes always for Yoga Gives Back, and so grateful. Thank you so much, everyone. I have just one more video of thanks from India. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Namaste, this is Vinuta. I work as a staff nurse and I'm very glad that I can do this. Through this video, I would like to thank Yoga Gives Back for your vision, for your support and for being there when I was in need.
The number of street children is increasing in India. For example, Bangalore alone has more than 50,000 street children. The government orphanages have accommodated only about 5,000 children. So there are still 45,000 children in the streets of Bangalore city itself. Firstly, the orphan child's requirement is not just food and a place to live by, but it is to address its problem of acceptance, love.
ಹಿಂದೆನೇ ನೆಮ್ಮದಿಯಾಗಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಖತ್ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಕುಡಿದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬಂದು ಹೊಡೆಯೋದು ಪಡೆಯೋದು ಅದೆಲ್ಲ
is all my father does not do any works, just simply get money from my mother, always talking about money only. If she did not give money, he quarrel with her. Education is our life goal. She wants to her children to educate it.
I work as a staff nurse and I'm very glad that I can do this. Through this video, I would like to thank Yoga Gives Back for your vision, for your support and for being there when I was in need. Thank you very, very much for everything you do. Love and gratitude always. Thank you very much.
Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us, above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us, and the world will be as one.
Inala ho'ikako Aloha alauna